Good evening, everyone. Yeah. Good evening, everyone. So today, in this webinar, we are going to discuss some strategies for getting success in BIM interviews. So I think few more guys will join. Let's wait for 2 minutes and then we'll start. Okay, I think we can start. So this webinar will help you how to get success in BIM interviews. So we are going to discuss some strategies to be followed to get success in BIM interviews. Let's start with the content. What are the contents we are going to discuss in our today webinar? Then we'll just go through in detail about everything. And this session will be recorded, and I will send you for your future use. And this PPT also, I'll just share you in a mail ID. So, whoever registered for the webinar, I'll just share you in a email. So, the four topics what we are going to discuss today is about the reality. So, what is the reality behind the interviews and how people are learning BIM? And the second content will be what are the mistakes we do while attending the interviews. Uh, Sorry, what are the mistakes we do when learning BIM? And we are going to discuss the mistakes we do in interviews and how to rectify it with the four rectification plan. So these are the contents. Let's start with the first content. Okay. So today in BIM market, everyone is learning BIM. Okay, but one few of them know the process behind it, and more of them know only the software which is used in the process. Even they are not aware of how it we have to implement the process in the softwares like Revit. And more people thinks Revit is the only software for doing the BIM process. It is not like that. There are many softwares in the market like Revit, ArchiCAD, Allplan, Tekla, and Open Building Designer. There are many softwares in the market, but Revit stands first because of its user friendly feature, and it's been used by more architects. So that is why people prefer Revit more than any other software. Even though it is costly, people prefer more than any other software. Okay. So today in the BIM market, everyone knows Revit, and there are comparing to 2024 and the current year, the market is demanding for uh, more BIM users, not BIM users, more BIM modelers. But even though the demand is heavy, only few people getting selected in interviews. Why? Because many of them know only Revit. They just learn Revit as a modeling tool, not as a BIM tool. They are just focusing on modeling part, not focusing on the process behind it. So that is why they could not able to clear the interviews. When we ask anything about the standards behind the BIM, they are not aware of it because they got used to learn only the tools, not the process behind it. So in the active BIM market, people are not able to clear the interviews because of the software only learning. Okay, so now we'll see the mistakes we do while learning the BIM. The first mistake is learning the software only. So if you learn Revit, then you can able to get BIM job. That is not the reality. If you learn Revit, you can become a Revit modeler, not a BIM modeler. So to become a BIM modeler, apart from software, you need to understand the standards. You need to understand the process. Okay, so I'll just tell you like how you have to prepare for the interviews in this session. Okay, so the very first mistake we do is understanding the software only, not focusing on the standards like LOD, ISO, execution plans, reading the execution plan, following the proper naming conventions. They just understand the software only. They just implement it even though like even you learn the software, but it is not executed in the proper way. So you know Revit, but while executing in model, you are not following the proper way because it is not like a typical 3D model. So it is not a drafting. In while preparing the BIM model, you need to understand the standards and then you have to model. Just modeling a 3D does not work. So let's learn how to do it. So here is the mistake too. While you prepare the model, you are just ignoring the construction logic. So here I have two pictures, the pick one and pick two. So before going to pick one, let me explain the pick two. You can see this is the drawing we have given in the interview. This is the drawing. Based on the drawing, I asked someone to model the building, but here the slab thickness is mentioned as 260, but while doing the modeling they just modeled it for 500. So you should not blindly focus on modeling. You while modeling, you need to understand the standards up before, I mean before the standard you need to know the design. So what I will tell you to ignore this mistake is, first when you start practicing on the Revit model, just start with the small residential building. Like you can just download any picture, like G+1 or G+2, or just a 2D plan. Just download the picture and then model it. Before modeling it, just understand what is the picture says. So what is the bedroom size, what is the bathroom size, what is the living room size, and you need to refer the documents also, design documents. So for a residential building, what will be the living room size? So if two-person staying, then what will be the size? If we require a large bedroom, then what will be the size? So before getting into the modeling part, you need to know the design. Before do knowing the design, if you directly go to the software, you only learn the software, not the design. So first learn the design first. So you need to start with a small residential project, first a pilot project, then just download any CAD file from the internet. So there are many website like CAD block, GrabCAD. There are website like that. Download the CAD files from the GrabCAD websites. Just search for 2D plan, AutoCAD 2D plan. Just download it and link in Revit and trace on top of it. But before that, you need to start with a small residential project. by seeing the picture, and then you can plan an individual project without seeing any picture, without referring any CAD drawing. Just design your own building, then go with some CAD file, so that you need to you can know what is the standard followed in CAD file. So this is how you can rectify the mistake 2. And the mistake 3 is resume, not following the proper resume. In resume, I have seen in many resumes they just uh, include LOD. They just include the soft, because people know LOD has been used as a term in BIM, so that even they know LOD or not, they just used to mention LOD as a common term in resume. LOD, Revit, and then Navisworks, AutoCAD. So they just mention the softwares only in the resume. So how do you rectify it? By explaining the process behind it. So if you can see in the first this one, AutoCAD 2D drafting, in Revit 3D modeling, sheet creation, understanding the LOD. So this is not enough. If you can see here, developing detailed BIM models, successfully created architecture and structural models for some project, and what are the tools used for creating the families, and for documentation and project coordination, how they collaborated, how they coordinated the BIM models. So they need to know what are all the process in BIM. So in BIM process, we have a coordination process, we have a collaborative process, we have a 4D simulation, so 5D quantification, everything we have to include in the resume. Because if you are applying for the BIM job, they need to know whether you are aware of the process behind it. So your resume should state what are all the process behind the BIM process. So the first resume does not meeting the standards, whereas the second resume template meeting the standards. So here they highlighted what are the important things. So you have to highlight the key points. So this is how you have to rectify the mistake 3. Okay. Now we'll just get into the common wrong answers we do in interviews. So, if someone asks you to explain a project that you have worked, so what we have to say, many people say, I did small projects, and they will just present some 3D pictures of it, the 3D rendered picture of it. Actually, the rendered picture is not a, the main scope of BIM is the main scope of BIM is to show the coordination pictures, how well you have coordinated the BIM models. The second is how well you have find out the constructability issues in the building, and how well you can able to do the quantification, BOQ and BOM, bill of materials. So these are the things company need. They don't need your rendered BIM models. So if someone asks you to explain about the project, you need to explain what is the project you have worked and how you have started, what is the level of development of the project, and just download a pilot project, download any CAD files, and start with a level of development LOD 200. So before getting started in LOD 100, LOD 200, you need to know what is LOD 200. Okay, that I will explain you in next slide how to know that. When someone asks you what explain about the project, you need to explain the uh, how you have implemented the BIM project, what is the level of development you have I mean, what is the level of development you have modeled that project, and you have to show the coordination picture, and you have to show the clash reduction picture, and you have to show the documentation, shop drawings, and you have to show um, quantifications, and finally you can show some visualizations of your building. So using some rendering tools like Lumion or Enscape or Twinmotion, you can show that. Should be final, that should not be the main. So people used to show the render pictures first, but that is not, that is absurd that should not be followed hereafter. So the five things, the seven things which I mentioned, right? So that is how you have to start your portfolio, and that is how you have to explain your interviewer also. Okay. Wait. Okay. So what is BIM? So people used to say it's a 3D modeling software. I have heard from the many interviewers when coming for the interviews. Uh, they just tell 3D modeling software. So it is a 3D modeling software. What is BIM means? 3D modeling software. But you just have to start with the process of managing data throughout the building life cycle. You have to tell them what are the building life cycle. So if I ask someone what are the stages of the construction, they just start foundation, plinth beam. That is not the stages of construction. Planning, schematic stage, design development stage, construction stage, fabrication stage, and maintenance stage. uh, this is how you have to tell the life cycle. So BIM is a process which will be implemented from the planning phase to facility maintenance phase. BIM can able to produce the data required for planning phase to facility maintenance phase. This is how you have to explain in the interview. So how do you rectify this? Working on a full project, not just on a not just on a rendering only. So you have to work on a full project, whether it can be residential or a commercial. And in interviews you have to include the drawings, modeling, and coordination. Okay. And the second common interview mistake is not knowing the standard. No, sorry, not knowing the workflow. When someone asks you to start a BIM model, you should not start the BIM model right away. First, you need to understand what is the project, why we are doing that, how do we get to know the project details. You need to learn the BEP. You need to learn the BEP first. First, you have to go through the BEP document. Even if you have not learned in a proper way, just download BEP document from the internet. So you can download BIM execution document template from the internet. So that is how the workflow will be. First, you need to understand the BEP. So in BEP, the project scope will be mentioned, project details will be mentioned, the client details will be mentioned, LOD details will be mentioned, how you have to follow the naming convention, that will be mentioned. So everything will be there in the BEP. So once you understand the BEP, then only you have to start the work. Okay. So like if I ask someone what is clash reduction, so they will just say colliding the elements. So clash is finding out the collision elements. That is not the correct thing. If you are explaining about the clash reduction, you have to first tell them about the clash reduction, then you have to tell them about the clash resolution, and then you have to tell what are the hard clash, soft and 4D clash, and how you have resolved them, how you have find out them, and how you have resolved them, and then the coordination workflow. So this is how you have to explain. This is one of the common way thing, because we ask what is LOD 400, 500, 300 and all. So they just title them, because in internet we have a title like LOD 100 concept planning, 200 schematic planning, 300 is design development, 400 is fabrication, 500 is as built. So they will just complete in a single sentence, that's all. But the real thing is you need to know what is LOD 300. So how do you know that? You have to learn the LOD forum document. So I'll just give you a suggestion to go through this LOD forum document. If you are learning BIM or you have started learning BIM, first understand the BEP. First, download a BEP document from the internet. Just learn the BEP document. Then understand this LOD forum. This LOD forum as the definition for LOD. So this is the standard you have to follow for LOD, and you have to follow this document for the LOD definition. So here in the LOD definition, we have once again. So here in the LOD definition, we have a definition for the LOD 300. The model element as designed quickly represented within the model such that its quantity, size, shape, location and orientation are measured. So the correct answer for LOD 300 is to say the 300 200 model is a uh, approximate model, whereas 300 is the design development model, whereas all the informations in the model information in the BIM model are accurate, whereas in LOD 200 the informations like size, shape, location is not accurate, they are approximate data only. But when we go for LOD 300, all the data mentioned in the LOD 300 model are accurate. So that is how you have to explain. So to explain it, you have to know this LOD forum standard. So you can go through this document well, so that you can understand what is LOD. So in LOD 100, uh, how you have to model. So you have to see this class. In LOD 200, how you have to model. You have to see this class. For LOD 300, what you have to include in the model. So they have mentioned here. So like that, for each and every element, they have mentioned in this document. You need to refer this before going to the interviews or before doing the modeling. Okay. So to correct this mistake, we have to understand the standard. Now, how well you can learn. So we have seen the mistakes. Now we will get to know what are the important things we need in BIM to get a BIM job. First, you need to have a technical knowledge. Technical knowledge, it's not only about learning softwares. You need to have a technical design knowledge as well as the software knowledge. And here, some of the companies expect you to model fast. Okay, so you have to follow some visual programming tools like Dynamo for automation, and many companies right now all are following cloud collaboration only. So before that, before COVID, we used to do server collaboration, but nowadays more companies are following cloud collaboration only. So you need to aware of BIM 360, Autodesk Construction Cloud also. Once again. So that is how you can upgrade your technical knowledge, not just focusing on the software. You have to focus on design, then software, then how to model fast in software using the tools like Dynamo and cloud collaboration also. And then apart from the softwares, how the workflow will be, how your model will be used in real time. Okay, so how you have to include the informations. Okay, so like apart from Revit, you need to know the interoperability. Suppose you did a model and you need to share to someone who don't have a Revit. Okay, but they want to open your BIM model, so you have to know the interoperability process and open BIM standard process. Not only Revit alone will help you, in Revit also you need to know in detail. You need to know in detail about the naming conventions. You need to know about the assembly code in Revit, and you need to know about interoperability tools using Kobe and Model Checker. So not only the architecture tab and structure tab. You need to know about the collaborate tab. You need to know about the manage tab. You need to know about the add-ins tab. Apart from that, you need to know about the plugins also. That is how you can say someone, if you rate how do you rate yourself in Revit. Only if you know all the things, then you can rate for 10 out of 10. If you know architecture tab and structure tab, you can just rate 5 only. Okay, because you don't know fully about Revit. So you need to know the information. How do you feed the information in the BIM model? Okay, so here is some mistakes in standard. So while doing the naming convention, while naming the families and uh, BIM files, this is not how you have to name it. You have to name it in a proper way using ISO standard. So this is the sample standard. Okay. So for to know this, you need to study the BEP. Okay. And data feeding. For each and every, one second, let me show you some model. Okay. So you need to learn how to feed the informations in a proper way for facility management. Okay. Up to Revit modeling process, you know. After modeling process, we have a facility management phase. So your model should be used not only for doing the construction, it should be used for construction as well as after the construction also. So after the construction we have a phase called facility maintenance. So in that phase we extract the data from the BIM model. So we extract the information from the BIM model and we will given to the facility management team. They just take that data to to main I mean to facilitate, sorry, to maintain the to use it for the facility maintenance phase. Like for example, you have constructed a building. So in that building, you have machineries and you have installed the equipments. So for each and every equipments, you have to feed the installation information, product information, barcode information, everything in the model itself. And you have to extract that data and you have to give it to the facility maintenance team. They will just use that data for automating the maintenance process. Okay. So your model should not only used for construction, it will be used for after construction also. Okay. So you need to know what is the process after construction, how your model will be used after construction. So what are the data we have to feed. Okay, so this is how they called. There is a uh, data called Kobe. So this Kobe data we give for the facility maintenance phase. So you need to understand how you have to feed the Kobe data in the BIM model. So not knowing just a software, you need to learn this also. And you can just have this last part. So the AI tool, using AI tools to make your process easier. So not just jumping into the AI tool first. So that is not a proper way. If you don't understand the design, if you don't understand the process, skipping to AI will not help you to get a job. If you help you to get a job, it won't be a long sustained thing. So in order to go for AI, before that you need to know well about the design, technical, workflow, and then standard, then finally AI. Okay, so you can use the AI tool to control, I mean, to speed up your modeling process. For that only you can use AI tool. Okay, so here I will tell you, so the four rectification plan, how to resolve this. Stop learning software, start solving problems. So first, as I said, just take, initially you have to start with a small project. Small project means, let me show you. Initially you can start with a small project like this, and even before modeling this you need to understand about the uh, facilities we give in a residential building, like bedroom, what will be the bedroom size, kitchen size, bathroom size, living room size. This you have to understand. Okay, then only you can come for this. First start with this kind of a modeling, then download some CAD files from the internet. Okay, let us open. Okay, so here I've selected a wall. So you should not only focus on this tab. Apart from this, you need to understand this IFC data, feeding the identity data about the model. So your modeling does not stop just creating a wall. It just stop only if all the informations are properly feeded in the Revit. So the second project, you can take some CAD file. Yeah, so you can just download some CAD files from the internet, and you can just understand the levels and understand the amenities provided in the CAD. Then you can start modeling. Okay, so that is the first. And the third project should be a very big project than the first and second one. So you need to model at least four projects in your Revit learning journey or BIM learning journey. Okay. So first you have to start with a small project, then go for the small medium one, and then focus on fourth one. I mean, and then focus on some commercial building, and then just focus on some very large project like shopping complex or hospital. And you can just do the entire process, like right from the BEP to the Kobe datas. You can give all the details and take a screenshot of all the details, and when preparing the portfolio, you can include that. Okay. So a student says, I know how to use pipe tool and BIM tool. That does not help you to get a BIM job. A real engineer or BIM engineer should say, I have identified the 200 fire protection pipe was hitting the main structure beam, and how I rerouted and how I rectified it. So that is how you have to explain. So you have to model it, and you have to find out the coordination issues in your model and how you have rectified it. The second rectification plan is reading the execution plan from start to finish. If you don't know about the common data environment, you need to learn what is common data environment and how you have to implement it in your project. Okay. So you can download any BEP document from the internet, just go through it. In that, we have a common data definition also. You can get to learn this. So apart from the BEP, LOD, you need to know how other terms will be used in BIM, like exchange information requirements, LOD, and task information delivery plan, master information delivery plan. These are the common terms we will be using in daily scenario. I mean, daily life in BIM. So we not only be focusing on BIM models, we need to know the languages behind the BIM also. EIR, Exchange Information Requirement. This is the informations which we required for preparing the BEP document. So the LOD means level of development, how the BIM model will be measured. TIDP is a task information delivery plan. It shows what is the task of the architect, what is the task of the structural engineer, and what is the task of the MEP, and what they will be doing and what when they will be submitting it. So the mistake, students start modeling before reading the BEP. That is a mistake. The student should start modeling before before starting the modeling, you need to understand the BEP, what BEP says, and what BEP demands, and then you have to model it. And in BEP itself, we have a software version. What software version we have to model? What are the delivery points, deliverables? What is the coordination we have to follow? Everything will be denoted in BEP. So, to start with the BIM model, you need to understand the BEP first. So for preparing the portfolio, you not only include the screenshot of the renders, you have to include the coordination pictures, clash pictures, material takeoff pictures, how you have included the informations in identity data. These are the informations you have to include in the portfolio, not just the rendered pictures. And then the last one is how to show your document. Okay, so you have to present in a PDF, or you can just present in a video manner also. So your portfolio can be a PDF or it can be a video. So it just a single slide is enough, but it should state everything, every process behind BIM. Okay, so without portfolio, um, when you want to impress someone, or when you want to get a job, uh, some people are well at communication, they can explain it, but some people will not be able to communicate, so that they can present as a portfolio, as a video, or they can just present as the PDF. But just for a getting a job into a BIM market, communication is very essential. But what I would say is, so if you are not well in communication, then you can present them as a live PDF, or video, what you have done throughout the training. Okay. And then finally you have to show the material takeoff also. So how well the material takeoff is correlated with the real time scenario. So you can just take some live sample, live BOQ, and then just do a Excel calculation, then do Revit calculation. Just match both of that for the accuracy. Then you can get to know whether your quantity takeoff in Revit is correct or not. Because without knowing what is correct, you cannot get to learn something. So, in order to know correct, what is correct, you have to download a live sample or live what to say, a BOQ template from the internet. Then you can just take that as an example, model it, and just match it with the Excel document. That is how you can do the quantity takeoff. Okay. This is the data as per the today market. If you know all this, then you can expect as a BIM modeler, you can expect around 2 to 3 LP for entry level. I'm saying for the person who doesn't know about uh, what to say, who don't have any experience, who are a fresher, they can expect 2 to 3 lakh per annum after learning BIM. After learning BIM in a proper way, not just Revit. Okay. For a coordinator level, they can expect around 7 to 12 LPA. So here the focus will be multidisciplinary clash resolution. Here the focus is accuracy and speed. How accuracy you have modeled it, how speed you will model it. Based on that only it will be fixed. And then final manager, BIM manager. As a BIM manager, you need to know about the strategy, standard, then the return of investment. Then you can expect around 12 to 15 LPA. So this is as per the datas from the uh, current market. So by focusing all these things, without having this, you cannot expect this. Okay. So finally, here is the slide. So if you want to learn BIM in a proper way, so we used to train based on the courses we have. Like we have a course for infrastructure, we have a course for building, and we have a course for entry level also. So we don't pressurize, or we don't ask you to learn all the software. You can learn the BIM first, you can learn the process first, then you can get into the software, and then you can get into the Kobe data, then you can get into the construction cloud. So that is how we have made the pattern for all the courses we have. So if you are interested in any of the courses, you can just contact in the below mentioned contact number. So later, or even after this webinar also, you can contact me. I will share the brochure, and if you are interested, then we can fix up a demo, and then we can start the session. Okay. So if you have any doubts or anything, you can ask me right now. Okay. I hope the session has helped you in some way uh, to what the current market expects, and how we have to start with the, okay, explain once about Kobe. So Kobe means Construction Operation Building Information Exchange. So we use the tool called interoperability tools, BIM interoperability tools in Revit. So here Say for example, just take a door. It's okay. Okay, for just take a cooking range. Okay, so this is one of the equipment. For this equipment, we have some installation date. We have some uh, like what is the supplier. We have information of the supplier. We have the information of the barcode and everything. So in BIM model, we have to include all the data about the product. Okay, so what is the date of installation of this product, who installed it, and when the service period of this equipment is finishing, and what is the barcode. Everything we feed in the model. But for feeding the data in the model, we don't I mean, we don't have the parameters. This Kobe will help you to get the parameters for the feeding the data, because in Revit, in native Revit, we don't have the parameters such as installation data or warranty period or barcode. So we don't have such parameter. So this Kobe extension will help you to get that Kobe parameters. Once you get the parameters, it will be displayed over here. You can feed all the data for the equipment in the Kobe data, and you can extract that as a spreadsheet, and you can give it to the facility maintenance team. Okay. Uh, in Chennai, yes, actually, in Chennai BIM market, so the scope are less, as you said, because here many people have not started the BIM implementation yet, because many of the uh, architects here are still focusing on AutoCAD. Well-known architects, they are still following the AutoCAD. They are not getting into the BIM implementation. Why? Because they are hesitating. But major projects like Metro and like DLF, their companies, they started to implement BIM. Only the companies who doing as you said, MNC, they are just doing BIM, not a small firm, because they are hesitating to implement BIM because of the software cost. So that is one of the main thing they are hesitating, because the implementation cost is heavy. So comparing to the AutoCAD, for BIM implementation, we have to purchase the software, that is very costly. We have to purchase the CD environment, that is costly. So that is why people are hesitating. But the major projects like Metro are started, and this implementation will be big in another 2 3 years, because CPWD has mandated the BIM. So central government projects should follow BIM. Even if it is a small project, we have to implement BIM. So here, CPWD architects, whoever doing the CPWD job, the architects are doing BIM, because they don't have any other way. It is a mandatory, so they have to implement it. Maybe you can expect the market to expand in another 2 3 years. Any other question? As a BIM modeler, uh, you need to know BIM standards, workflow, um, Revit. In Revit, you need to know about the coordination and clash reduction, quantity takeoff. So, as a fresher, this is enough. Okay, not just knowing the fancy tools like Dynamo, that will help you, but not initially. So, if you want to get into the BIM role, you need to understand the process, workflow, then software. In software also, coordination process, clash direction process, quantification process. You need to focus on these areas to get into the market. What else? Okay, so I hope the session has given some enlightenment about what is BIM and how you have to prepare for the interviews. So I'll just share the session recording, and I will post this recording in YouTube also, if possible. So I'll just share across to you the PDF. So whenever you start learning the BIM, or you can go through this document, you can just read this document once. So then you can understand what is important, what is not important. Okay. So thank you for the session and thank you for the joining. Thank you. Thank you.